Right. Uh-oh. Come on now. All right. Shalom Aleichem. Shalom Aleichem to the 12 tribes of Yisrael. All right. Okay. We're on. Okay. All right. Let me get. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. See? Doing too much. Okay. Hear me. Can everybody hear me? If you can hear me, just give me a shalom, a loud shalom. Loud shalom.
Shalom alaikum.
Walaikum shalom. My Ak, fellow Latino, Hebrew Israelite. I wasn't planning on coming on tonight, but I realized that I was supposed to do a part 2 or part 3 to what we dealt with the other night. And I didn't come on yesterday. So and I'm gonna do this quick because tomorrow I have to go up to New York to the embassy, and prayerfully they can grant us our visa because I'm supposed to be flying out to Nigeria.
Yeah, where that?
Yeah. So but there are some things pertaining to the scripture that the body of Mashiach. I think the music is a little too loud. I'm just gonna go ahead and that. And I really love this song too. Let me see if I can just have it playing just that. Um, that's one of the meditations. When I'm online or praying or studying, it's an awesome worship. Octavio, you're not gonna believe this, but I gotta go ahead and share this.
What is it?
Me and you in my dream last night. Me and you was in San Francisco.
Out of all places.
And we was fighting something that was trying to come up out of the ground. And it was all this water around. You could see the Golden Gate Bridge, and me and you was, I don't know what it was, but you was like boom, boom, boom. And I was like boom, trying to stab it. I don't know what it was. And when I woke up, I uttered something to my wife. I'm like, you won't believe this dream that I just had. So, but
it's kind of funny you said that.
Uh-oh.
It's kind of funny because there's a story in the past. I'm sure you heard a guy called Jack Parsons.
Jack L. Parsons, yes.
He founded Jack
Yeah. Go ahead.
He was a disciple of Alistair Crowley.
Yes.
Along with L. Ron Hubbard and Charles Russell. So, Rabbi.
Hold on. Yeah. 1 second. Go ahead, sir. And then we'll go to Ariyah. Go ahead, sir. Finish.
Okay. Jack L. Parsons, out there by the Golden Gate Bridge, he did a ceremony to open up a portal. in that area. It's called Babylon Rising.
Oh, you see, in the dream, I don't know where you came from, but me and you was stabbing, and this thing was trying to rise up. First of all, I never been on the West Coast. I'm like,
Yeah, man, yeah.
I'm like, but me and you was fighting this thing, and okay. Arya Binyad, you said something, sir?
Yes, I just want to let y'all know that I subscribed to Kindle and found out to give you the directions. I now have bought the 4 ebooks of Hebrews Deliverance. So not only I got the physical books, now I got the
Okay.
ebooks. I have to get all these things if I can, because from what I've heard, they might try to take it off the shelf.
Yeah, yeah. See, and that's what I want to come on and deal with, okay? Because when you understand history, when you understand the facts of history, they cannot deceive. This is why they will try to kill and wipe from the planet anyone who knows the accurate truth about them and their history. I find it offensive. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I don't remember my pastor ever dealing with this subject or any of the leaders back then. And maybe I shouldn't be upset, but maybe it's because he chosen us for this generation and this time to combat this hellish topic, because it's hellish. Octavio, he was mentioning Jack L. Parsons, Jet Proportion. He was one of the ones that they called it the Whore of Babylon ritual. I believe that's what they called it. And as a result, all of these demonic entities begin to come through these portals. And they can't shut it off, even to this very day. But I want to continue in this topic dealing with exposing the synagogue of Hashatan. One of the things that I need everyone to understand, and this rings real strong in my spirit, is that white supremacy is not about the supremacy of the white man. White supremacy has nothing to do with the color of skin. The true objectives and motives of white supremacy come from the authors, the creators of white supremacy. And they are the Khazarian people, also known as the Rothschild family dynasty. I'm gonna need to shut this music off because I need to just go ahead and even though it's anointed, but I need to say what we got to say, because there's a lot of people getting caught up with the colorism. And an Israelite It's not based off of colorism. It's based off of DNA. It's based off of faith. It's based off of how are you regarding Torah. When we talk about genetics or the ancient, who were the ancient Israelites in terms of DNA as it relates to Abraham, we have to touch color because the lie that those who are propagating that they're Israel today are a non-melanated European tribe. And I'm seeing them wield too much power to get people boycotted and silenced. I need every person of color, whether you Latino or of the so-called African American diaspora, I need y'all to keep your money to yourself. Boycott Adidas. Boycott every company that is coming against Kyrie Irving and Kanye West and are waving that, oh, they are the anti-Shemitic garbage. We need to boycott them, shut them down. Our dollars fund their community, and they don't give back one iota to our struggle. So we need to shut them completely down. And we need to embrace scholarship. And, when I return, Yah allows me return back from Nigeria, I will begin my book. Matter of fact, I will begin the notes while I'm there for the 2 weeks, because this has to be called out. We understand from Adam to Abraham, the people were melanated. We understand that. That's proven fact. We have taught from scholarship basis, where do the lighter hue of Yahaphat come from? And let's even go further. It's erroneous to refer to yourself as black, brown, white. Calling the descendants of Yahaphat white people, it's wrong. They're not white. They are of a lighter, if you want to refer to them as pale. I personally, okay. I'm considered of a lighter hue. My wife, she's deep, dark, melanated. She's chocolate. We need to stop these references that keep empowering white supremacy. Go ahead, sir. You got your hand up. Go ahead.
To the reference that you made, let's look at the word Adam, or Adam. We say in English. Adam means earth, red earth.
Yeah.
We were created from the red earth.
Yes.
Human beings, we are different shades of red.
Yeah.
Now, when we say somebody that's black, they are what they call burnt red. and then you have a lighter shade of red. Like me and the rabbi with a lighter shade of red.
Right.
And then when we had the person who be Gentile, who we call white, they're like light, they're like a rosé, pinkish.
Pinkish, yeah.
They're pinkish.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Different thing. So we have to understand that. And another thing, for some of y'all who like to call yourselves black, I want y'all to go to Black's legal dictionary and look up the word black. You'll never call yourself black again.
Exactly.
And you want to know why? Because in legal terminology, black means nothing. Boy, non-existent.
Like Malcolm X said.
Yeah. So this is why this has to be handled not tenderly, but handled. It needs to be exposed. Plain and simple. It needs to be exposed. Okay. We understand the revolutions from the 60s where they came out, Black is beautiful. And that was a response because white supremacy through the school systems was making you feel less than. So biblical scholarship is what the Almighty has given me to attack this issue, but even further expose what's the real agenda. So we talked about I didn't even write my notes down, but the origin of the sons that became Ham, Shemitic, and Yahaphet. So we look at Noah. Now, Noah, according to, and I need to stop for a minute. And I'm going to be the one to have the guts, the testicular fortitude, the size of Mount Rushmore, to say what I'm about to say. I am tired of hearing people refer to this term, the canonization of, the book of Enoch was not originally of the canon of scripture. That term canon is referred to Roman Catholicism and its authority in terms of its theological views and ideas. So we understand that it was Catholicism's those behind the Latin Vulgate, Textus Receptus, which is the manuscripts that support Catholicism. Textus Receptus is from where the King James was transliterated from, as well as Latin Vulgate supports Catholicism, but Textus Receptus supports Catholicism as well. And people don't believe that. The Textus Receptus is where Martin Luther and his Reformation, but they hang around paganism, but don't come back to the Hebraic ideology. So what we're going to do now is tiptoe down history, because I said what I just said because people refer to the book of Enoch and other scriptural writings that's not technically a part of this canon of scriptures. And it irks me when I hear people say that, but you need to understand that you're referencing Catholicism and them removing many books, because there's more than 66 books of the Bible. It's just more. Okay. And that's another topic that we will talk about at some other point. But we want to reference the ideology of this promotion of Catholicism and what it was really all about. But Enoch describes Noah as being an albino. Noah was an albino. Okay. African features, but he was albino. So because of that, what they call albinism being evident, it's believed that Enoch also was an albino, but that's another topic for another day. How can I say this? How can I approach this? It is said Noah, 3 sons. Noah was commissioned to build an ark and warn the people of the coming judgment. The time came. Noah was finished the ark. His family gets into the boat. Yah closes them up. It rained. After, I believe, 120 days, them being on the ark, it rested on Mount Ararat. Noah's 3 sons, Ham and Shem, dwelt in what we call Africa. Back then, it was called Achibula. Another topic for another day. Yahaphat decided, think about this for a minute. Why did Yahaphat decide to get far away from his family and take his own family? Could it be there were some disagreements, arguments, feelings hurt, being cramped up on a boat with them people and all these animals? Probably so. So my theory is perhaps there was some broken family issues. Ham, Shem, they stayed in the land called Africa. Yahaphat goes towards and even further to the colder regions, to the Caucasus Mountain. That is technically Asia. The descendants of Yahaphat, as they begin to dwell in a region where there's no sun, snow, cold, as they begin to multiply, a genetic mutation begins to take place. We know this. Science backs this up. So Yahafet's family decides to dwell within the Caucasus Mountains. That's what the term Caucasian comes from. In the region of the Caucasus Mountains and the caves, was where a nation was formed called Khazaria. Now, the descendants of Yahafet, they formed Gomer. From Yahafet comes Gomer, which is the descendants of Germany, Muscovy, or the Rus people, which we know as the Slavic or the Russians. And technically speaking, the Slavic people, Russians and Ukrainians, are the same people. But that's for another day. Khazaria is the nation from which it is believed fallen angels mated with, forming what we call the Neanderthals. Okay? All right. We table that for now. But Khazaria is known for bloodshed, war, constant war, constant war, constant war. Now, Khazaria constantly, along with Gomer or Germany, made war with Russia through history. There's a lot of times where Russia was under the control of these nations. And they've had many wars, bloodshed, conflicts. And from it all, it's interesting to note that what comes out of Khazaria, a family, their name is Bara. Then they changed the name to Baccarat. And then they changed the name 2 other times. One, Sassoon family, and the other, Rothschild. The Sassoon, the Rothschild family made their wealth drug trade, opium, and sex trafficking of children. This is historical facts. The Rothschild family dynasty, money came from perversion. Came from perversion. Now, before the Rothschild family, there was a kingdom in Khazaria with a king named King Bulan. He was about to lose power and control. I'll tell you, this, when you look at the history, it is, I won't be able to cover all this in one setting. It may take weeks, but when you look and you begin to put the pieces together, it makes a lot of sense But it's mind-blowing because King Bulan made a decision to become Jewish because he was being approached on one side by Catholicism and on the other side by Islam. So one side, Catholicism was trying to take over his kingdom and force them to become Catholics. And he said, no, we don't want to become Christians. On the other side is Islam. So you had, give me 1 second, and then we're going to open the floor. So you have one side warring the other side for the control and the conversion of Khazaria. All right. I wasn't going to say this, but I might as well say it. It's amazing because Christianity, Catholicism gave birth to Islam. I'm going to say that one more time. Roman Catholicism, Roman Catholics gave birth to Islam. And we will do a total Zoom where we will come together and discuss these things because history shows. For example, Ellen G. White, Seventh-day Adventist. Joseph Taft Russell was a member of the Seventh-day Adventists. He disagreed with the teachings of hell. He broke away and started Zion's Watchtower, which later changed his name to Jehovah's Witness. See, so what I'm talking about is how these pieces fit. So it's amazing. Catholicism is oppressing King Bulan and Khazaria. Islam is oppressing. And King Bulan said, we don't want to become Muslim or Catholic. So he sent a request to King Sargon, who was the Persian monarch that was occupying Israel. Israel was under judgment, and requested that send two of the rabbis so they can teach our nation that we may convert to what he called Judaism. Now, I need to put a point right here. And this is where I argue with many of you sadistic, retarded clowns that don't have a clue as to history, but you're ready to throw this anti-Semitic jargon, and you don't even realize that these people who say they are Jews, they're not Jews. They are what the Bible calls them, the synagogue of Satan. So I'm letting everyone know, everyone here, we're Shemites. We're Shemitic people. We are the real Israelites. So we can talk with the boldness that we speak right now. And I'm going to have to hurry up and end this because I have to rise up early in the morning and head to New York to the embassy of Nigeria. So you have King Bulan requesting that black rabbis come to King Bulan's territory and teach them Judaism. Now, what caused Israel to go into judgment? That the Persian monarch was occupying and ruling over them? Because they sinned. They dealt into Babylonian witchcraft, which later became Judean witchcraft. They started a book. They picked up a book called the Babylonian Talmud, and they copied it. And there's two Talmuds. One is Babylonian Talmud. The other is called the Judean Talmud. What is a Talmud? The Talmud is a book filled with philosophical ideas of the ancient so-called rabbis. Let me put a pause and let me expose how corrupt the Ashkenazi rabbis are. Number one, and this is only one point, because when I was debating this Ashkenazi rabbi, and I literally burned him, I destroyed him. He got mad at me because I knew too much. I said, "Oh, I roasted him." And I'll say this: when a Ashkenazi rabbi is performing a circumcision of a male child, there's blood on the baby's penis. Instead of taking a cloth and drying the blood up, it is a known fact that many of these rabbis would put their mouth on the baby's penis and suck the blood off of it. Now, damn it, you tell me how that is kosher, how that is holy. Where does that say in the Tanakh or the Torah that the rabbis or the priests are to perform such tasks? Y'all are a bunch of damn devils. Tell me I'm wrong. That right there is an indictment that you're perverted. And there's nothing holy about that. They cite from the Talmud from Babylon, who was the creator of Babylon, a man named Nimrod, who married his own mother and fathered a child with his own mother, Semiramis. They had a baby. They named the baby Tammuz. The baby was born, and I can't make this up, December the 25th. Shem killed Nimrod. It is reported in history that Semiramis married her own son, Tammuz. And that's where the Babylonian Talmud, which is the philosophical ideas of the ancient ones, come from. So Israel is sold into judgment because of their sin. King Bulan says we want to become Jew, but Judah, and here's where the last session we talked about, Judah is just one of the tribe of Israel. There's 12 tribes. Judah is one of the tribes. Well, whose teaching did Judah espouse to? The teachings that was given to his fathers and his forefathers, which we call the Torah. So Judah means he who praises. Judah means high praise. Praise was a method of honoring Yahweh in battle. Praise is warfare. It's doing war. When it says clap your hands, shout, that is an act of war. Now, Judah practiced Torah. So, what is Judaism? There's no such thing. Judah did not do his own thing. So, then where did Judaism? Well, Israel was split, the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom. Judah comprised mostly the southern kingdom. Judah went into judgment. Esau, Rome, invaded Israel. That's where you see the Arch of Titus, where they carried away the temple. Judah fled to Ethiopia, South Africa, Ethiopia, Ghana, and Nigeria. Focus for a minute on Ghana and Nigeria. You have the Bantu, the Lemba, the Igbo, and it's another tribe, I can't, but they're Judah. The Bantu, the Lemba, the Igbo. Oh, I forgot. I'm sorry, Octavio. The Tainos. Yeah. We're all Israel. So they fled. And it gets deeper. Judah created its own community in Ghana and Nigeria, and it was called in the 1600s, is an old map. On the map, you will see Negro land. Negro land. But Judah became haughty, prideful, sinful. The Hamites enslaved them. The Moors of Spain joined with the Portuguese, Britain, and America. And that's where the transatlantic slave trade came from. No Hamites were sold into slavery. Well, wait a minute. Rabbi, hold on. You telling me, first you tell me that the Shemites or Judah was black. Yes. Well, how did they know a Shemite from a Hamite? They would pull the trousers of the Shemite down, and if he was circumcised, that was the telltale sign that he was a Jew or a Shemite. He was circumcised. So let's even get further into this. I just named nations: America, Britain, Spain, Portuguese, Muslims, the Arab Muslims, and the Roman Catholic Christians. All of y'all are a bunch of damn devils, and ain't none of y'all got anything to say, because y'all all took part in the enslavement of all of our ancestors, which includes the Bantu, the Lemba, the Igbo, and Taino people. Wait a minute, hold on. Puerto Ricans and Dominicans. The Yorubas, let's try this for 1 minute. Latino brothers, we meddle with Levi and Ephraim. So let's don't even go there because we know our history. But I got to rush this on because my bed is calling me. This is why we started this by saying it is not a skin issue. Ashkenazis made it. And that's why I'm smashing you damn devils that call yourself Jews, but you're the damn synagogue of Satan. You run Wall Street. We know you run the NBA. You run all of the sports franchises and the television. Y'all control that, just like you did in Nazi Germany. All of y'all are guilty. Well, I don't know about all that. Oh, your history cries out. I don't want to touch this. God knows I don't want to go here because it's a whole hour in understanding what happened in Germany. What caused Hitler to behave. And I'm not excusing him because he was a devil. You know what? Every time I get with Octavio, you see, this is like the knowledge is like, you see, Adolf Hitler was heavily in the occult. He was also, he had that blood in him. Synagogue of Satan blood. Not just Germany. Ashkenazi. Neanderthal. Yes. Khazarian. No, he was not a Negro. The people that's putting that out there that Hitler was Negro is y'all got to stop it. That's rubbish.
Sephardic.
He was not. He wasn't, and he damn sure wasn't Sephardic. I need y'all to check your sources. See, let me stop. Let me stop for a minute. Y'all see this man right here, Apostle Tyrone Benjamin Bowman? I sat at his feet, attended his church, went to his Bible school. Y'all don't even understand that I'm honored that he comes on because I'm his student. And I'll just tell a little bit of his story. He followed Islam for a minute. Very, very brilliant. But I'll leave that alone for a second. That's enough. We'll talk about all of y'all accolades. But when I say that Hitler, he was not a Negro, anybody that says he was, tell them come talk to me. They a damn lie. Hitler was from Yahafet. He was not Sephardic. He was a German. He was Ashkenazi. That's why, listen to the term Nazi party. Nazi. People don't realize that Nazi comes from the whole word Ashkenazi. Yeah. They enforced after World War I, they oppressed Germany. Yeah. I understand. That's why you can't believe everything you see on the internet. You got to do some research. You got to look at books and just not quote from one book. Like, for example, I can say Arthur Kessler's book was real. The 13th Tribe. They killed him for that. But that's not the only source that I researched. See, research It entails, number one, listening to certain teachers like the late Dr. Yosef Ben Yosef, the late Elijah Muhammad. Yeah. There were many scholars from different paths that not necessarily espouse Christianity, but there was a knowledge that they had of this big machine that's really controlling.
Dr. Ben, I remember him.
Yeah, Dr. Ben. Listen, they called the ADL against Dr. Ben, and one of the top rabbis, Rabbi Seltzer, and he was trying to be articulate and smooth. Dr. Ben turned around and said, and it was a woo. He said, "Wait a minute, you don't run Judaism. You Europeans don't get to say who's a Jew, who's not." I was like, and the rabbi was like, "Oh shoot, I'm dealing with an intelligent black man here." He lit, and I couldn't even look at the rest of the video. I was just like, but the purpose of knowledge is not to debate; it is to be informed. So that, yeah, go ahead, sir.
This is for Arya.
Okay.
Arya. Us Sephardics, we are known by two names. In Portuguese, it will be Mahano.
Mahano.
In Mahano. In Spanish, it would be Moreno. See, us Sephardics, we speak both Portuguese and Spanish. Interfluent.
Mm-hmm.
Now, those names were put on us by the Catholics to degrade us. Talk about our colors. Talk about we're dark-skinned people. So it's impossible for Hitler to be one of us. When this man was preaching white purity.
Yep.
The supreme master race.
And right.
Aryan means noble in Sanskrit. So he's trying to say that he's bound the Hindu side, or that we are the noble race.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm glad you touched that. And the Aryan mindset, watch this, comes from, there is an Aryan race. They are fallen angels. From them come the Nephilim, called the Nordics or the Aryans.
I've been trying to say that to myself.
Okay, hold on for a second. Hold on. We want to. I'll give everybody a chance in a second. Just let me flow for a minute. All right. Hitler was a devil. He contacted fallen angels at Antarctica. I can't make this up. Hitler was a student of Satan. That's why the fallen angels gave him forbidden knowledge. One of them, Arya Binya, was the knowledge of splitting an atom that produced nuclear weapons. Now, Albert Einstein took that knowledge and gave it to America. Hitler didn't act upon it. It was given to him first. And then the second devils, Americans, they took it, used it, formulated it, and Japan was surrendering, and Eisenhower said, we're going to test it out, and dropped on Nagasaki, Hiroshima, nuclear bombs. No need, but they did it. And this is how Russia looks at America and said, how you preach to us when you bombed Nagasaki and Hiroshima? There's a, you know what? There's a lot we can go on record and say. But Hitler was no, I almost slipped up and cussed. Forgive me. Y'all forgive me. He was no damn Sephardic. He's a damn devil. He was a creature of Satan.
And Rabbi,
yes.
You know that the Khazarian, when the Khazarian Empire was formed, it's within our history. Sephardic history.
Oh God.
We have it documented.
Okay.
We have it documented. Because, okay, what happened was you have the Eastern Roman Empire, which is called the Byzantine Empire.
Yes.
Islam, Muhammad, I think it was right after Muhammad's death, his boys, they were doing their thing. They was like either convert or die.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, Bulan, he was facing what they call a geopolitical situation.
Yes. Exactly.
If I convert to Islam, the Byzantines is going to attack me. If I convert to Eastern Catholicism, which is the Byzantine Empire religion, Islam is going to attack me. So he said, man, so what they did, he invited the Eastern Catholic Church,
yeah,
the imams, and the rabbis to have a little conference.
Mm-hmm.
But he already knew the decision he was going to make, but he had to make it look fair. Everybody had to say.
Exactly.
So that's why he became, I'm going to take, Judaism is going to be the official religion of Khazaria.
Of Khazaria.
And that at that time, that shook the world. That shook the world.
Yes, it did.
Because us Sephardics, we live under Muslim rule on Spain. Because we had similar customs, so we got along with each other.
Right.
As a people. But then we heard about this.
Yeah.
Now, the Byzantine Empire was worried about that. What if those Jews connect with Khazarian? So the Khazarian Empire, they did what they did, but they were so cruel.
Right. Right.
That a lot. The fact that it took the Mongols, I think the father raised up the Mongols to drive them out.
Right. Facts. Absolutely facts. Before I get too deep into this, let's take it back to Germany, and I want to acknowledge Apostle Tyrone Benjamin Bowman.
Okay.
Rothschilds was controlling the money in Germany. After World War I, Germany, I forgot the judicial tax, something that they had to pay. And the Ashkenazi Jews gained control of the mortgages, the tax system, real estate, and evicted the German citizens out on the street. They were eating out of garbage cans. They were homeless. And they developed and separated the homelessness, and the Ashkenazi Khazarians came up with this term. This is why I need every last so-called black, brown, Latino man. Stop using the damn word ghetto. The term ghetto
That's their word.
was their word to separate the homeless Germans that were eating rats and living on the streets. They set up, they built the wall, separated them, called them ghettos. I need y'all to please. So I am not ghetto. None of y'all ghetto. We don't live in no damn ghetto. When you understand where this word comes from. So the Ashkenazi bankers is ruling. They're running porn. The Germans are homeless. And a young soldier, Adolf Hitler, is watching this. Further down the road, he began to go give these speeches, started the Nazi Party, and they overthrew the ruling class, and the Nazi Party became the political ruler. Adolf Hitler was selected to be its chancellor. He tapped into, he had already had the science of the occult and the creation of weapons of war. He showed it off to America and Britain. Had Russia on its side because Russia was scared until they attacked Russia. The point I'm trying to make tonight, y'all, is the so-called Khazarian Jews are not the biblical Jews. So to attack Kanye West and Kyrie Irving and accuse them of being anti-Semitic when all of they're saying is, hey, we are the real Jews. Y'all are converts. And history shows that y'all converted. So where is the anti-Semitism at? So the truth hurts y'all lying bastards. And I don't give a damn. Any of y'all that's saying, Rabbi, you out of no, I'm a prophet. I'm calling fire now. Because I'm sick of this nonsense. And if I gotta die for this, then damn it, let me die. But I'll die telling the truth. I ain't scared. Okay? Apostle Bowman, greet us because I don't want to take this any further. I feel it. Let me have a little glass of wine.
I'm down, man. Take a break. Take a break.
Go ahead, Apostle Bowman.
Shalom, Rabbi. Shalom to each and every one of you that are on this live tonight. I do want to say three things very quickly. Number one, it is so vitally important that historically we understand everything that we can possibly learn about ourselves, our ancestors, about this planet, and about those who, quote unquote, have called themselves followers. I'll put it that way. Because what people don't know is what hurts them. And what hurts them is personified truth. Because when truth personified is disseminated, a lot of folk get upset because they would rather believe in Santa Claus, in the mythology of a man coming down a chimney in a neighborhood that doesn't even have chimneys, instead of believing historical facts. Number two, in order for Rabbi and others like him who are out here doing everything that they can, that we can, to awaken people, to alarm them, and to bring them into the awareness of true identity, this is how I operate in my mind and in my personal life. Those who accept are the ones who are our brothers and sisters. Those who reject are the ones who choose. to be ignorant and willfully ignorant of truth once truth is spoken. Lastly, I will never believe anything that our enemies ever say out of their mouths, because everything that comes out of their mouths are lies personified. And liars cannot tell the truth, no matter how hard they try. And this is one of the main reasons why so many people are left behind, because they refuse to grow. And when they refuse to grow, they refuse to know. When they refuse to know, they refuse to learn. And when they refuse to learn, they remain ignorant.
Hallelujah. That's powerful. Lady Rogers, go ahead. I like your that's creative. I like your image you got there. You have anything you want to share, Lady Rogers? Oh, you working? Oh, never mind. I ain't gonna bother you.
Rabbi, can I say one thing?
Yes, go ahead.
Before we take back over, please check out Tyrone Bowman Tonight, girl. For everyone that's on, if you haven't checked it out, check out Tyrone Bowman Tonight on YouTube, and please subscribe.
Yes, Tyrone Bowman Live.
No, Tyrone Bowman Tonight.
Tyrone Bowman Tonight on YouTube.
Yeah.
Please subscribe. I ain't gonna tell y'all subscribe to my YouTube because they always kicking me off. So, you know, forget me. But yeah, please support. It's funny we talking about this because I just dreamed that Octavio and myself was fighting this thing coming up from the ground in San Francisco. Like, and if I can remember, I had a knife stabbing it. I look, Octavio had a pipe. Bang, bang, and I'm shaking it. And we looking at each other like, yo, don't stop. I woke up, I'm like, what was that all about? I do want y'all to understand. Aria Binyal, let me share this with you. While he was talking, I happened to stumble across your Facebook page, and I looked at your photo. The reason why I want you to understand something. The reason why you are interested and the fact that you are a student, it's because in these end times, Yah's going to use you as a prophet. You will come into your office when it's time. But I would encourage you, always remain a student, but don't accept everyone that says they got the truth as facts. Do the research on top of research on top of research, and you won't go wrong. You will not go wrong. Brother Octavio, anything you want to share?
No, you know, I was thinking about talking about the dream you had, and I've noticed we have something in common. Our families have dealt in the cult. So unfortunately, when you have a family member that deal with the cults or the societies, it becomes genetic memory.
Yeah.
Like they say, I have a lot of Masons in my family. I'm not a Mason myself, but I know a lot about it. So when a Mason approaches me, I can talk to him like he might think I'm one of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then he'd be surprised that I'm not initiated. So no, I'm not. How do you know so much? Because I'm what they call, when I say I'm a legacy, they understand. So a lot of us have what you call genetic. That's why the father tells us not to drink the blood. But the blood has a lot of information, and science has proved that. Yes. Our blood carries a lot of information inside.
Yes, exactly. Facts. That's facts.
So in my side we deal with the code. You deal with the code. So now the Father builds people for certain reasons.
Right.
Like Ariana, if the Father calls you for one thing, it's different from my calling or the rabbi's calling.
Right.
So a prophet. I think the call for me, I'm not trying to download, but to me, the worst thing to be is to be a prophet. Because you gotta be the bearer of bad news.
Woo!
Everybody hates you, man.
Yes. Yes.
And so I'm not downplaying the brother. I'm not trying to say anything personal to you, nothing like that. But that's the role of a prophet, to tell the truth. Now, if a person wants to be a prophet and tell people what they want to hear, then you have to respond for that.
Yep. I wish I can get this back. I wish I can get this back, but hold on. Your hand is up, Aria. Go ahead, sir.
Okay. Ontario, when you asked me if I was following the Josephs, I understood that question, but actually, I'm not following the Josephs. The reason why I was following the Kanye and Kyrie situation because the whole thing surrounding Hebrews the Neighborhood, I have the books and stuff, and Ron Dalton is a great scholar. These books and stuff is on the line. That's the big truth. If we lose, we're in trouble. So that's why I wasn't trying to follow the Joneses when our identity's on the line during this hour. I'm paying attention.
Was you following me, Aria, when I had Ron Dalton come on? It was a Zoom I did last year.
Yes.
Yeah. So matter of fact, I'm gonna reach out to him just to check on him. But hold, give me 1 second. But I'm going to, and I've been saying little tidbits, but I'm going to really see. I don't have a big platform like Ryan Dalton does, but what I'm not going to allow is these house.
Cálmate.
Calate. Okay. I'm not gonna let you folk bury Ron Dalton to kiss these tails of these Jews. No, you're not doing that. Yeah, Lady Rogers, I made the mistake. I made the mistake of becoming one. I, within a year, rose to the rank of 32nd degree.
Up there, huh?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're up there.
I was about to cross over into
Luciferianism.
no, the Shriners. Okay? I can tell you the exact moment. It was October the 30th, 2008. It was game 5 of the World Series. Philadelphia Phillies home versus the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. I was in South Philly at this. We had just attended a Sixers game, and then we stayed and went up to one of the luxurious suites to watch the Phillies game across the street. And I'm standing there with all these dignitaries and all these people, wealthy people, and all of a sudden, Yahweh himself. See, there's two terms in theology that describes when you have a personal encounter. Theophanies, which means manifestation in human form, and Christophanies, which means pre-Bethlehemic appearance. Well, Yahweh stepped right to me. I didn't turn, but he spoke in this ear. Above the loud noise, he said, let me tell you something. The Philadelphia Phillies will win tonight and become world champions. And you are not permitted to become a Shriner. And then he left. I had a theophanies experience at the Wells Fargo Center, South Philly. Yahweh stepped to me. The Phillies are going to win the World Series, and you will not become a Shriner. Phillies won the World Series, and I did not become a Shriner. I was about to. That's how deep it was. I left the lodge, everything. Our building even, they sold it. That's how deep this thing is. The lodge I belong to in Delaware. But Masonry is recognized across the world. Prince Hall Masonry is what they call the Black Masons. The point is, a lot of them, my brothers, don't even understand that there is an upper level. Most Masons will fight you to the tooth. Say that's a lie. He don't know what he's talking about. Oh, I know what I'm talking about. I stumbled across this. And I'm glad I'm not a part no more, because it's called the Order of Memphis Mizraim, where they go up to 91 degrees, and it's involving human sacrifice and drinking human blood. I excuse you, brothers from Prince Hall. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, you're excused. But I know what I know. This, you won't find this in books. I don't know how I stumbled across this, but it exists. And this is why Yahweh frowns on all of this. And there's some pastors that try to criticize me. You joined the devil. Really? But you was in college and you became you became a part of Omega Psi Phi, which they call the Qs, or you joined the Alphas, or you
Sigmas.
The Sigmas, yes. So miss me with the hypocrisy. Point is, going back to what I just said, in the seeking of knowledge, or y'all allow me to understand, the Khazarian people are not Jews. They have killed the Sephardics. They have killed the true house of Judah. They instigated and financed the transatlantic slave trade. And if I tell y'all what I know about why Kobe Bryant was killed, it has a lot to do with the Khazarian Rothschild family. Okay, I'll drop this and I got to end tonight. I thank all of y'all for coming on, but I'm going to drop this. Kobe Bryant was suing a pharmaceutical company. He was 2 days from appearing in court to testify. It would have wrecked this pharmaceutical company, which was ran by these particular Ashkenazi Jews. Number two, Kobe Bryant entered into a business relationship with China, Wuhan, China, that they will play host to the startup of a new international basketball league headed by Kobe Bryant. It would have been successful because of the star power of Kobe Bryant. The Ashkenazi Khazarians, that they own all the media, I know, but I got to tell it. They put out a cartoon showing how they was going to kill Kobe. And they did it. And they attacked China, but it spread to the whole world. I hope y'all really heard what I just said. Lady Roz, did you want to add anything before I close? Apostle Bowman, you look like you want to say something? Oh, you good? You good? Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. You're right. Aria, you're right. Okay, yo, you want to share anything before we close?
What I'd like to share is that, I understand that, a lot of brothers are coming back to the faith. They're like children. And sometimes, those of us who have knowledge, we have to be careful about how we discriminate our knowledge.
Right.
Because we don't want y'all to start assuming things.
Right.
Without thinking about it.
Right.
Because, I understand, these are people without a culture. See, the same process that happened to the ancient Israelites in Israel or Egypt, the same thing is happened to us. A lot of us lost our culture. But now we have to rebuild that culture again.
Facts.
That's going to take time. So that's why we have to be careful how we disseminate our information.
Facts. Absolutely facts.
That's one thing that, to be honest with you, I don't like talking like this, but the Holy Spirit makes me talk. He makes me talk. And when I do talk, I have to measure my words carefully. Not to give the wrong impression. Brother Octavia said this, Brother did that.
Right.
So, but you need to develop your understanding of it.
Right.
Everybody here is at different levels.
Right. Right. Aria just said something in the chat, and I'm gonna respond and then close. I did not know Chadwick Boseman, the brother who played Black Panther, original Black Panther. When he made Black Panther, he was dying then of colon cancer. Wakanda speaks a lot of truth. When I first, I'm not gonna lie to you. I was like, Come on, man. Why I'm watching this? And when I saw the first Black Panther, my wife and I was on a cruise, going to the Bahamas, and I'm looking at me, we heard looking at it on the big screen, and y'all started downloading certain things in me. I'm like, oh my, wow. Like, it's a shame that brother left here. Denzel Washington helped pay for his education. And yet, this brother is no longer with us. It's a lot I can talk about, but I'm not going to talk about it right now. I came close to the Denzel Washington family. His biological sister came to preach for us a long time ago when we had our temple in South Philly. And I'm going to be honest with you, I was disappointed and embarrassed. And I'll leave that alone. I'll leave that alone. But Wakanda, I'm hearing a lot of brothers slam it, saying, see, they trying to push the Black woman to disrespect the Black man. If that's what y'all getting, then maybe you're really insecure. But I refuse to take that and get that. I'm married to a strong Hebrew Israelite woman who have to take a lot of my junk. And quietly supports and prays for me. She don't need to be up over my shoulder. Y'all hardly see her on many of my Zooms. You know why? She's secure, and if I want her to come on, she felt the leading, she'll come on. But she don't feel threatened. Like many of you heifers out there, that you want your husband to make you the co-pastor. Y'all need to miss me with that. Because if you're really called of Yah, you don't need to compete with your husband. Plain and simple. And a lot of y'all have missed the mark because you're busy trying to outdo a man instead of being secure in Yah's woman. You be Yah's woman. That don't mean you less than. And y'all keep listening to people like Joyce Myers and all these folk that got y'all hustling, and y'all keep listening to them. That is not what Scripture is telling us to do. That's why there's a lot of divorce among our people. Because of the insecurities, the lack of trust, and the lack of knowing who we are. I was going to say something else, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I feel that Taino blood in me about to bowl. I don't want to say it because it'll get back to my sister and she'll go, Poppy, what you say that for? But I need y'all to understand. Study and research Noah's history. Shem, Ham, and Yahaphat. I need y'all to really understand that those who say I asked the question, and I've read this Bible through and through. I never connected the dots. Go ahead, Aria. I got your hands up. Go ahead, sir.
Reality.
For me?
Huh?
Oh, my hands been down.
Oh, no, Aria. No, not Aria. I'm sorry, Octavio.
I want to touch something quickly that you touched before when you mentioned about canon. Let me give you a brief synopsis of the Catholic Church. Okay, we all know the Roman Catholic Church. They think that they rule the world.
Right.
But in the old days, they were the Pope was called the bishop. So they had several churches, Catholic churches. You had the Coptics in Alexandria. We have the Ethiopian church.
The Byzantine.
The Greek church.
Yeah.
The church in Asia Minor.
Yeah.
In Jerusalem. So these were bishops. So they came and formed a council.